day children. Today I am going to teach you the poem Dust of Snow written by Robert Frost. So before we start the poem, I would like to say in short the gist of the poem. Here what is happening? The poet is in a sad mood and dust particles of snow is falling on him. The falling of dust particles on him changes the mood of the poet, and the day which he thinks is going to be very bad changed into good. This is the short description of the poem. Now let us come to the poem here. So the first stanza of the poem contains 4 lines. The line, the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. This is the first stanza, and here you can find a word hemlock tree. Hemlock tree is a poisonous tree, and in this stanza you can find 2 characters, we can say, are 2 characters here. One is a crow and other is the hemlock tree. So when we talk about crow, what we say? We think whenever we see a crow, we will assume that there is a superstitious belief also. If you see a crow bathe in the morning, or a crow which is getting wet in the rain, they say someone is going to die. So we imagine crow to be as bad luck. And whereas hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. These are the 2 negative things in the poem. So here what is happening? The way a crow shook down on me. Now here what is the poet? The poet's mood is very bad. He is in a bad mood and he is coming out of his house and he is sitting under the hemlock tree. The tree was full of snow. And what happened? On the hemlock tree, a crow was sitting. The crow, it shook the hemlock tree. And what was there on the hemlock tree? Dust of snow. This dust of snow fell on the poet. Here you have to concentrate on these things. Crow and hemlock tree, as I told you, is assumed as bad luck. Hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. We don't like poison. And crow also, it brings bad luck. But here the poet, what he is saying is 2 negative things. That is the crow and the hemlock tree. The dust of snow is falling from the hemlock tree on the poet. These 2 negative things has brought something. When dust of snow falls on the poet, he feels his mood is totally changed from bad mood to good mood. So what he wants to say here, that sometimes some little things what happen in our life can change our mood. This is what he is saying here. And in the second stanza, it is like this. Has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day that I ruined. So in the second stanza, the poet is saying, when the dust particles of snow fell on the poet, his mood has completely changed. Completely changed and have saved some part of a day. When you get up in the morning and you get a very good scolding from your parent, what is happening? The whole day you will be thinking, my day is lost. So the poet also thought the same way. But when the dust particles of snow fell on him, it changed his completely bad mood. And what he is saying, because of the crow and because of the presence of the hemlock tree, that he was able to change the complete bad day into good day. And he was able to save the other part of the day. Instead of wasting the whole day, he was at least able to save the other part of the day. And in the second stanza we can see the word rued. Rued means anger. So, and saved some part of a day I had rued. So already the poet has spoiled his half day in anger. But because of the change in mood, he was able to save the other part of the day. Now I think you might have understood the poem. Once again I would like to recall what is the summary of the poem here. The poet is in an angry mood. He is coming out of his house. He is sitting under the hemlock tree. Hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. And a crow is sitting on a hemlock tree. Crow also is considered as bad luck for us. The crow is shaking the hemlock tree, and on the hemlock tree there are dust particles of snow. And when the crow is shaking the hemlock tree, what is happening? The dust particles of snow is coming and falling on the poet. And the poet's complete mood is changed from bad to good. And is thanking the nature that because of the fall of the snow on him, he was able to save the other part of the day. Alas, his complete day is to be waste. This is the gist of the poem. Now let us come to the rhyme scheme of the poem. Now how to find out the rhyme scheme? Rhyme scheme, we have to take the last words of the poem. In the first stanza you can see the first word is crow. In the second stanza it is me. Third line it is snow, and fourth line it is tree. Now we have to rhyme. Here snow and crow and snow is rhyming. So we have to put it as A and A. Me and tree is rhyming. So B and B. You all of you know rhyming words. In the first stanza, what are the words rhyming? Crow and snow. So A and A. And in the one more rhyming word here is me and tree. When they ask what is the rhyme scheme, rhyming words all know crow and snow, me and tree. When they ask the rhyme scheme is of the first stanza is AB, AB. And one thing you have to remember here, you have to write in small letters, not in capital letters, no comma and no full stop. This is the rhyme scheme of the poem. Now we will come to the second stanza. Second stanza, the last words are heart, mood, part and ruined. Now you see what are the rhyming words here? Heart and part. So when they give in the exam this particular stanza, second stanza, you can write A, B and B. But when they are giving you 8 lines, already we have used the alphabets A and B. So next you can go to C. Now what are the rhyming words in the second stanza? Heart and part. So C and C, mood and ruined. These two words are rhyming. So it is B and D. Now what is the rhyme scheme of the second stanza? It is CD, CD. You have to write in small letters. They can ask you question like this. They will give the particular stanza there and they can ask you what is the rhyme scheme. If they are giving the second stanza only, your rhyme scheme becomes AB, AB. Understood? Whenever they are giving one stanza, you can start from the alphabet A. And I think now you have got how to find out the rhyme scheme. So crow and snow is rhyming. So AA, me and tree is rhyming. So BB. So first stanza, the rhyme scheme is AB, AB. Second stanza it is heart and part is rhyming. So we are giving C and C. Mood and ruined is rhyming. So D and D. This is the rhyme scheme of the poem. Now let us come to the poetic device. Poetic device are figure of speech. In each poem you will be having figures of speech. Already in the 9th standard you might have learned you learned about simile, oxymoron, alliteration. So in this particular poem, the poetic device used here is alliteration. Now let us come to the question, what is alliteration? Alliteration is the use of the same letter or sound at the beginning of the words that are close together. So alliteration is the use of the same letter. So this particular line is from the poem. In the second stanza you can see the line, has given my heart. So has given my heart. And what is the meaning of alliteration? Use of the same letter or sound very closely or in a particular line. So in this particular line you can see the same letter used. Here has we are having H and heart we are having H. So when the same letter is used or the same sound is used in a particular line or close together, what is the figure of speech or poetic device? It is alliteration. So in this particular poem we are having two alliterations in the poem, in the line. So in the second stanza also you can see the third line, and saved some part. And saved some part also you can see which letter is repeating again and again. It is saved and some. In saved it is yes, and in some it is yes. Is it repetition of the same letter? Yes. When such lines are given and when the letter is repeated, it is called as alliteration. So the use of same letter or sound at the beginning of the words that are close together. Are these words close together? Yes. At the beginning of each word, H, heart, H. This is the figure of speech which is given in the poem. So here now you can think about one more thing. One question. Mostly poets use which birds in the poem? They like to use some beautiful birds like peacock, parrot. But here the poet has used crow. And he has used all the negative things. The crow is negativity and also the hemlock tree. When we talk about crow, it brings sad, we have a sad feeling. And when we talk about hemlock tree, it is a poisonous tree. This also makes our mood bad. I think you might have understood the poem and what is the poetic device, what is the rhyme scheme, you know what is rhyming words. Don't get confused in rhyme scheme and rhyming words. Rhyming words, all of you know, crow and snow, me and tree. In the second stanza, heart and part, mood and ruin. Here we are having two hard words in the poem. One is a hemlock tree, which is poisonous tree, and the second one is ruin. Ruin means anger, changing the mood, regretting, feeling bad is the meaning here. Now if you see the questions in the poem, what is a dust of snow? Now you know what is dust of snow? It is just dust particles of the snow. What does the poet say has changed his mood? How the poet's mood changed? When the dust of snow fell on him, the mood changed. How has the poet's mood changed? Same, when the dust of snow is falling on him. How does Frost present nature in the poem? Now Robert Frost, he has presented nature in the poem. What is the nature he has presented? It is the dust of snow. Snowfall is a gift of nature. That is what he has presented here. So what he wants to say, that whatever we get from the nature, it brings happiness in our life. So what are the birds that are usually named in poem? We can see parrot, cuckoo bird, we can see nightingale, we can see. These are the birds which are mostly presented in the poem. Do you think crow is often mentioned in the poem? We cannot say crow is often mentioned in the poem, but rarely we can see. Even when you were in KG classes, I think Ek Kawa Pyasa Tha. Even that poem also is on crow. And we have stories also on crow. But rarely, very often we cannot find the bird crow in the poem. But very rarely we can find it. What image come to your mind when you think of a crow? So you can see your parents also, when the crow is cawing on the roof of your house, what they say? Oh, today we are going to have some relatives. Or some say it is a bad omen. Something bad is going to happen. What do the crow and... So again the question is asked, what is a hemlock tree? Now you might have got the answer. Hemlock tree is a poisonous plant. Why doesn't the poet write about a more beautiful trees such as a maple or an oak or a pine? So here the question is, why the poet did not write some beautiful trees name? Here he wants to say that whatever we get from nature, let it be hemlock tree, let it be poisonous tree or anything, it is always a gift from nature. Now from where from did the snow fall? From the hemlock tree. Now you imagine there was no hemlock tree there, and the poet is coming and sitting out of his house. Can his mood be changed? No. So he wants to show that crow and hemlock tree, two negative things which we feel in life, can also bring some change in our life. Why do the crow and hemlock represent? What do the crow and hemlock represent? Joy or sorrow? So crow and hemlock, when we talk about, it brings us joy or sorrow? Sorrow means sadness. So it brings us sad mood only. What does the dust of snow that the crow shakes off a hemlock tree stand for? So the dust of snow which is falling from the hemlock tree, what does it stands for? It stands for a good mood, change of the mood in the poet. So have there been times when you felt depressed or hopeless? So here one question is asked for you. Did you feel sometimes you are so much depressed or you have become hopeless? Sometimes we come across in our life, we think we are good for nothing, waste, life is waste. Did you come across something like that, some time like that? Have you experienced a similar moment that changed your mood that day? So did you experience that you thought the day is very bad, then all of a sudden there was a change in the mood? Just like in the poem. The poet thought it was a bad day, but his mood completely changed. This question you can write for yourself, and when the school reopens, I will have a look over it. So children, I think you might have got a very good idea about the poem. Thank you.